Hi, this is Zach with Worn & Wound, and today we're taking a look at the Metro Neomatik 39 Silvercut, which is part of their new At Work series. So the Nomos Metro isn't a new watch, it's a few years old, but this is the newest version of it. We've reviewed the Metro before, the original version, which came out in just one style and kind of held true to that style for probably about a year before they started releasing variations on it. And now there's several variations on it in terms of both size and movement. There's smaller ones, there's manual ones, there's automatic ones. The original one is still kind of a standout in the group because it has the power reserve and a date, and it was just the most perhaps quirky design of the bunch. But these newest ones, which are called the Neomatik 39s, feature their Neomatik DUW3000-001 ultra thin automatic movement, as well as a larger case, which, as the name indicates, as 39, is actually not 39, it's 38.5, but they rounded up to call it 39. So a little bit bigger, a little bit more presence. And the idea with this watch being part of the At Work series is that it's kind of a little bit more of an office watch, a little bit more business watch. And I think while I would say all of their watches are 100% acceptable in any business situation you might find yourself in, I think they tried to make these ones a little bit more stern, a little bit more serious. And in particular, I think the Silvercut gets that across. So, there's a couple of interesting things going on here. The very first would be this dial style, which is a 9-step process to make this dial, and it's something that they're being secretive about, other than the fact that it goes through these multiple steps. And it creates this dark steel sort of dial with these beautiful grains in it. And it's really unlike any other dial I've seen in terms of the texture and coloration. It's very appealing. It's very industrial looking. And it's certainly unique. I think having a very strong horizontal element on a dial is interesting, and as actually Merlin of Nomos told us, part of the idea is that it's kind of more into the direction of the arms that kind of keeps your eye flowing in the way that your arm flows rather than bisecting it. And it's very appealing. It works well with the eye, certainly. Looking now at this kind of, more of the details here, you have the basic, Nomos Metro layout here. So you have an outer index of numerals with little dots between them for the minutes. Then you have these dots that are for, either 5 minutes or the hour, and then a sub-dial at 6 o'clock. All Nomos watches to date have a sub-dial at 6 o'clock for the seconds. No date, no power reserve. None of that. Nomos is, in my opinion, one of their best features is their use of color. And here you'll see a little bit of color. It is much more reserved, though, than on some of their other watches. So particularly, you'll just see at 12, 3, and 9, dark red dots. And then for the sub-second hand, a brighter red sub-second. So that pops out. It's an interesting red. It's very deep, and it doesn't quite have that kind of youthful energy, I'd say, that other Nomos watches that feature color do. We looked at the Minimatics, or if you look at the original Metro, which has kind of a minty green in it, there's something playful, something whimsical. And if I were to say there's really one kind of negative about this watch, this specific one, the 39 Silvercut, is that it's very serious. It's perhaps a little bit more serious than what I personally want from Nomos. I think that their real strength is in playing with being a luxury brand, but having personality and character that I think other brands are scared of even, touching on, let alone, going full bore with. That said, it's still an extremely nice watch. It wears beautifully. It's 38.5 millimeters diameter on the case here, 45 millimeter lug to lug, very wearable, and 8.6 millimeters thick. So it's extremely easy watch to wear, slips under the cuff as you'd imagine, just a good all-day wear watch. And because it's wire lugs too, it really almost wears like a 38.5 millimeter watch, like in the round, almost like a lugless watch. So extremely comfortable. It is an expensive piece, though. Their prices do creep up kind of every time that they make a new version, frankly. So this one comes to $4,280, which certainly not inexpensive watch. Of course, Nomos is a very high quality brand. It's made in Germany. It's 100% in-house movement with an in-house escapement. That's all goes, as part of this, the pricing here. But just as a comparison, the original version of the watch, which does have a power reserve and a date, is $3,780, so $500 less. It's not the same movement, though. It's not the automatic movement. That version is manual wind, so, pros and cons. But I think I would personally go for that original version because it was a little bit quirkier and had that power reserve and date function, which I just think really kind of add to the overall look and feel of the watch.